Hey everybody, welcome to WCAX. This is our live desk streaming show that kicks off every day around 9:15. We're kind of rolling right into fall, and with that, people are going to be getting outside, hitting those parks and all that. And one of those things is a project coming down the pike in Rutland, and that in mind, our Connor Olathorn covered that yesterday and kind of has some information for us as what those changes are coming down the road. So, Connor, first things first. Good morning, and thanks for hopping on.
Good morning, John. How you doing?
Good, good. And so I know that you were at this is the Main Street project, and it's part of a larger goal to make these outdoor spaces, these green spaces, more accessible all throughout Rutland. Kind of just run me through what this specific project is.
Yeah, so basically, it's a kind of four-phase project. The first part is really the first phase, which they're undergoing construction now over with the 100-year-old gazebo that's in the center of Main Street Park. What they're mainly doing is, I think, pretty much replacing the stairs and going with a ramp, essentially, and they're also lowering the gazebo a little closer to the ground, so it's easy for people who might need wheelchairs or people who just can't walk as well, for them to get up, still enjoy these activities that everyone else in Rutland is getting access to.
Absolutely, and this has kind of been in the works for a while. I know I was reading through your story a little bit earlier, and they wanted to move it around a little bit, and then the consensus was they wanted to keep it, smack dab in the center of the park, right?
Yeah, officials basically said that keeping the kind of feel of the entire park was important to them.
Yeah.
They did a couple like public surveys as well and just found that that people wanted that traditional look of the gazebo. They wanted to keep it the same no matter what happened, if they were going to tear it down or just rebuild it. People wanted to keep that kind of history intact because there's a lot of people in Rutland who grew up going to concerts weekly with that kind of as the center stage.
Yeah.
And officials now are kind of hoping they can get back to that a little bit.
Yeah, no, there's definitely, I know we were just talking before this, people in our newsroom here who talked pretty highly of the gazebo. So it's happy to, that's still around and not changing too much. But, as far as the project timeline too, what's this looking like as far as changes and those improvements? When can people expect us to see those new things?
Yeah, so the park's still open. Just the gazebo is the main thing that is kind of shut off right now. And I think officials said that would be complete in November. There's also a couple other projects in the area that are kind of accessibility related. Over at Godnick Adult Center, they're adding like a little bit of a nature trail. They also said that was going to be complete in November. And then at Georgetti Park, they're doing another trail down there, but they said that one's going to take a little bit longer. So kind of unsure on the timeline on that one, but they kind of said before the first winter snowfall would be kind of a good guideline for that. The rest of the phases, obviously, they're still looking into the future, whether or not they want to add on to those and when they're going to be complete. But still kind of waiting on those timelines.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think just overall, too, these are improvements a lot of people are looking forward to, so they can, maybe not this fall, next fall, they can definitely get out there and enjoy that, especially if, if you have any kind of ADA compliance, stuff like that, it's always great to everyone to enjoy it. So I know we've been talking a lot about this gazebo and we can't see it, so I'll pull that up in a sec. But Connor, thanks so much for hopping on, and again, for coming by this morning.
Yeah, thanks, John. Appreciate it.
Awesome. Thanks. That was our Connor Olathorn there, again, talking about these improvements to the Main Street Park in Rutland, specifically the gazebo there. So I'll pull that up in just a sec. And it does come at a good time when a lot of people are trying to enjoy this fall weather, regardless if that is complete or not. But a lot of people headed outside and trying to see some of that foliage. So I'll show you that in just a sec.
A project 5 years in the making, now underway in one of Rutland's oldest parks after a groundbreaking Monday. Local officials originally had 3 proposed plans for the Main Street Park project, all surrounding the old wooden gazebo in the park center, a roughly 100-year-old landmark sitting near downtown Rutland. While one proposed plan would destroy and rebuild it, the other 2 potential ideas would repair it. Locals wanted to keep it the same.
We wanted to know if the community wanted to see the same traditional gazebo. So we put surveys out there, and we actually got a really good response, and the majority 100% wanted that traditional look.
One of the goals of the project is to make the gazebo ADA compliant, along with adding new pathways, lighting, and cameras for safety, all while keeping the feel and layout of the park which used to host concerts and events weekly prior to the COVID-19 pandemic.
Because some of the conversation was, do we move it? Do we move it back? Do we move it forward? But what we found out is it is the center of the park, and we wanted to continue with that.
From a design standpoint, from a community feedback standpoint, and from a what we want to do next approach, I think we ended up with a really good result with this multi-phased project that we're going to do.
Later phases of the project expect to add a new building housing bathrooms and storage for the rec department, a renewed focus on outdoor recreation in Rutland County for everyone to enjoy.
That focus of outdoor recreation and making recreation more accessible to everybody and having a welcoming environment is something that is really helping us kind of recharge how we look at our parks.
Officials believe any construction here in Phase 1 is set to be complete by November, including some other projects over at Godnick Adult Center and nearby Georgetti Park. Those are set to be wrapped up before the first snowfall in winter. Reporting in Rutland, Connor Olathorn, Channel 3 News.
Again, that was our Connor Olathorn talking about some improvements down on Main Street in Rutland. So you can see that on WCAX.com. But Peter, speaking of gazebos, great time just to get outside, hit the gazebo.
I mean,
yeah.
Talk about just great weather that we're going to have here, not only today, tomorrow, through the rest of this week, the weekend, even into the start of next week. It's really going to be just a whole lot of sunshine out there. One thing I have noticed is, I don't know if you've noticed this too, the leaves starting to change ever so slightly out there. Less of that green, more starting to transition over to a yellow.
I was looking over there. There's a window over there. By the way. We're not just looking off into the void. I need to find a good gazebo.
That's
what I've been thinking about.
A good gazebo.
Yeah, I go to Rutland, but yeah.
Yeah, so we're starting to kind of settle into a fall-like pattern out there. As a matter of fact, speaking of fall-like pattern, we had some fall-like temperatures out there this morning. Started off the day in the 30s and 40s once again, so kind of a fall-like crisp to the air again. Look at outside now, though. You can see Burlington, Newport, Rutland, Linden all coming in with a good amount of blue skies and sunshine here as we kick things off on this Wednesday morning. Really nothing but clear skies here on satellite and radar. It's going to be another calm, quiet day out there. Any of that patchy, dense fog that we were talking about earlier this morning, that has now begun to let up across the region, and no visibility concerns here as we head through the rest of the day. Here is the view from the Burlington waterfront. You can see plenty of blue skies and sunshine out in that direction. We got 59 degrees right now in the Queen City. Winds out of the south between 5 and 10 miles per hour. Pressure sitting at 30.22 inches and rising. So right now, most of us back into the 50s, a few lower 60s. You can see Messina, Plattsburgh all coming into the lower 60s right now. Most of us going to be talking about daytime highs that climb back into the 70s here this afternoon, thanks to, well, really a whole lot of sunshine. You can see we roll through the entirety of your day today on Futurecast. Most of us going to be talking a whole lot of blue skies and sunshine out there. Maybe a few fair weather clouds kind of mixing in here and there. We head into your day tomorrow. I think especially across the northern half of the area, there could be a bit more cloud cover to start off the day tomorrow as the system passes off to our north, mainly across the Canadian border. But you do see Futurecast maybe spitting up a stray shower or two here through the first half of the day tomorrow. Really, for the most part, I think most of us stay dry, and most of us are going to be talking about sunshine emerging through the rest of your day on Thursday, and today, tomorrow, really only just the start of that sunshine that we're going to get going. Temperatures out there, yesterday we were in the 70s, today back into 70s for daytime highs. But take a look at what happens here as we head through the rest of this week and into the weekend. Temperatures start to climb back into the low and mid 80s here for the weekend, and that's also when the dew points will start to climb just a bit as well. For now, dew points generally in the 40s and 50s out there, so dry, comfortable air in place. But notice how we head towards the weekend, the dew points start to inch back into the 60s. It's not becoming oppressively humid by any means, but becoming a bit more noticeable, probably going to feel a bit more summer-like here as we head into the weekend and into the start of next week. First, your forecast here through the rest of the day today. We'll talk daytime highs, generally in the 70s out there, mainly sunny skies overhead. Tonight, overnight lows, they fall back into the 40s and 50s, mainly clear skies overhead. I think most of us are a bit warmer here come daybreak tomorrow morning. A few areas of patchy dense fog again possible for tomorrow morning. Into the rest of your day on Thursday, most of us find our way back into the mid and upper 70s and lower 80s here for your day tomorrow. And really, now look at that 7-day forecast. Just just not a whole lot to talk about here as we head through the next 7 days. Going to be talking about a decent amount of sunshine here and there each and every day today through the start of next week, and temperatures gradually climbing back into the low and mid 80s here as well. So just came back from a 4-day vacation, and that 7-day forecast basically means pretty quiet working wise here.
Yeah,
for
you're
the next
sad. You can just let it run and go home.
I know, really.
Yeah.
Not a whole lot to talk about weather-wise, but when that's the case, that's usually good news for everybody else.
Yeah, it's nice to have a little bit of a breather here too. So, but that being said, Peter, good weather to get outside, enjoy those.
Yeah.
Leaves starting to change a little bit. Ever so slightly now. So, what was I going to mention here? Oh, what are you doing this weekend?
Oh, no big plans yet
No
this
big
weekend.
plans?
No.
You're not going to the Rutland Whoopie Pie Fest?
I
Peter?
might have to make my way down there, but I don't know yet.
Yeah. I will be there. A few of us will be there this weekend. Of course, representing WCAX. So come by, come say hi, and come eat some whoopie pies with us. It'd be great.
And the weather will be A+ perfect. So
Yeah. I think there's I saw do variations of whoopie pies.
Yeah.
Like some blonde ones, some red velvet. I have had in my day. I've had a 2-pound whoopie pie from Maine, and I know we're pitted against Maine.
Yes.
In Rutland, so hopefully
we're going up for a record again this year.
I'm confident we can beat them, but prove me right. So I'm excited. I'm going to be laying in the back of a car somewhere after eating 17 whoopie pies.
Somebody's going to have to drive you back up here.
Yeah. It'll be a good time. So anyway, come down, come say hi, and it'll be good. It'll be a lot of fun. So
absolutely.
Yeah. Thank you, Peter. Thank you guys for watching WCA Extra. Of course, you can see Peter and I again on WCX at noon. Our website, WCAX.com, and of course, all of our evening shows all throughout the day. So let you guys go and get back to your morning, and we'll see you then.